been factored around our security life. So yeah, thank you once again, Steve. And so everyone, please remember to tune in again next week because Steve will be back again next week with some more insights into security. And I did say while earlier on that one of the things that I was looking to talk about was the video that was going viral a little while ago, involving a police officer in Nigeria who believed he was an untouchable, but he came unstuck. And as a lot of people who come here every week know, these are some of the issues I like to talk about and like to get feedback from the people that come onto the live. And once again, I'm very appreciative of everyone who's been supporting me thus far. Mummy Jer, you're an absolute diamond. Motivator, Steve, who's just finished speaking to us. I want to acknowledge the presence of Master Genie, who is a brother of mine within the cluster. Sexy Mama 001, thank you once again. Dexter Sims, I do believe that I don't think I've actually spoken to you on the platform, but you're welcome. And I will get you to speak a little bit later on because I always like to connect with whoever comes onto this platform because, I'm always, I'm a great believer in the fact that every day in my life, I'm always learning something new. GGG Jory, hi, welcome on board. I'm sure I'm going to hear from you as well later on. And Travel with Grace, someone very, very close to my heart. As always, ever supporting. Now, guys, if you haven't already done it, please I'd like to ask that you click the heart, which is above my head here, right next to my name. And give me a heart. Me also keep tapping the screen. See if we can get to 30,000 this morning. And also, I'm looking for another few subscribers to my live. This is what keeps me going. That is the heartbeat of this that I'm doing. I'm also looking for a few more donuts for those of you who would be kind enough to sort that out for me as well. Thank you very much. Mummy Jer, I don't know, is the black tech person in already?
That is excellent. Welcome to the live. We are so glad that you're joining us today. Motivators, thank you so much for always bringing a new perspective for us to look at. And I like the different tips you've given us on leadership and how to approach going forward. Michael, I think you've spoken to Dexter over the weekend.
I have.
Dexter Sims is my son's mentee. He's a mentee for lots of different people, and I'll get him to introduce himself in a second. But for me, he has been invaluable in not just connecting me and my son with tech and me understanding the way forward with the way new things are happening, but also been invaluable in hosting children's clubs, especially during COVID, and not just doing arts and crafts, but teaching them about finance, about technology, about how they can better improve themselves. So I give you Dexter Sims from Black Tech Day. I'll get him to do the introduction and everything else, and let us know about the events that are coming up in August. Dexter, over to you.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome on board.
Too much of everyone's time.
Bro, take your time. Take your time.
I'll just lightly introduce myself. My name is Dexter Sims. I'm a serial entrepreneur. We run 2 companies and a charity. Our charity is based around children's holiday clubs and food banks. My main company I run right now is called Black Tech Day. Black Tech Day is a EdTech company that helps people to bond with their children by teaching them financial literacy using technology and gaming. How the company came about is due to running my children's holiday club for 10 years. I saw a disconnection between parents and children, and I felt strongly that it was coming from technology and gaming. due to children being on games so regular, parents not understanding gaming, but also parents being on social media and not understanding how to navigate on social media, and then ultimately the financial element which is affecting the household. So as I said, we use technology and gaming to teach financial literacy to try and help families adopt financial independence. So in today's day and age, there's so many elements of leadership that I try and push in terms of becoming a role model or being a role model and leading by example. So throughout the years, my main concern has been, not even main concern, my main aim, should I say, has been to create as much change and opportunity as possible. Because the more change you create is the more opportunity you can create. And the more opportunity you can create is the more change you can create. So yeah, I believe we're stronger together, and I believe we actually need to lean on each other more and rely on each other's strength and not play on each other's vulnerability. So kind of that's my intro.
Yeah, I do believe that you have an event coming up very soon.
Yeah, main event, which is what happens once a year, is a 2-day event. This year we're having it in August 15th, August 16th in Birmingham. For the past 2 years we've held it in London, and I've just recently come back from Gambia, which has just cemented our 4th event, which will be in December in Senegambia, the Gambia. So yeah, we've got lots of things happening. But the one in August coming up now in Birmingham, I mean, tickets are now available on Eventbrite. You can also get tickets and more information on blacktechday.com as well. Please give all the social medias a follow. You can learn so much from the people within our community, from technology, cybersecurity, to finances, to how to become a gamer, streamer, content creator, all of these new snazzy roles that doesn't really get taught in mainstream schools. That's the kind of sectors I like to cover, because these are the sectors that the new up and coming entrepreneurs, to youngsters, even adults want to get involved in these industries and these sectors, but I'm not sure how. From running the Children's Holiday Club, I also asked loads of parents, if your child wanted to become a gamer or a streamer, content creator, influencer, where would you send them? And 99.5% of the time, the answer is I don't know. And this is the kind of hole that we want to fill. We want to fill this gap to make sure that there is a bridge between education and opportunity. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, you see, right, stay right there. I actually want to bring in the global president of the global clusters now, in the person of His Excellency Dr. Adekunle Badmus, who is, as I said, the global president for the global clusters. Now, I've got him here, and I've also got the Master Genie, but I want the global president to say something about what you've just said, because obviously we had a little chat, I think it was last week, and there was talks of after you finish in the Gambia, we're looking at coming over to Nigeria. So, global president, I want you to say something with regards to what this gentleman has just said. Your Excellency, you there? I think.
Yes, excellent. Sorry, can we have Master Jimmy first
Okay.
for having me?
Wow.
1 minute.
Wow. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving this.
Let's have Jimmy first.
No worries.
Sort out some-
No worries. Master Genie, if you're in the house, please.
Excellent day, our OO1 security clusters of the global cluster. Happy weekend, sir.
Same to you.
Our global president, Ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus. Good morning, sir, and well done. Thank you for what you do for humanity. Thank you, Motivator, for that great lecture you have given unto us today. And thank you and welcome, Dexter Sims. I greet everybody present in the house today. You're very welcome. That was a very, very resonating article with today's AI world, where we appreciate about stability and collaborating with the security, which is why we are here today. If we take all that information in and use it to restructure the security back home, I'm sure it's going to make security in Nigeria feel safer for the community, where there is a lot of education and a lot of trainings, and people are more updated to the technology, and also the our behavior, like you mentioned. Everybody needs to understand the behavior and understand their community behavior, and like Dexter Sims has also said, if you're looking to let your child become a gamer, a streamer, or influencer, where would you send them to? Obviously, not to the social world whereby they will go get corrupted. And for that, the global cluster is a great answer to that. And we would love to have you among us, Dexter Sims, because I also have a TV Print Digital World company here in the UK, where this is what I'm trying to share with less privileged people back home, so that they can take charge of the things that is already in their palm, the phone in their hand, instead of just consuming what is not, safeguarding the kids. I'm a parent myself as well, and I don't want to, be worried about the future of my kids, like the way we are worried about Nigeria, and we're trying to make sure we do all our best to make it a better place now. So yes, like you said, we need each other, and that's why we come here on every Saturday to talk about the security. I mean, I've seen two cases of retired police officers now online, where they are crying about their gratitude, which is so small, 2.5 million naira after 35 years of service. If there has been this kind of community whereby everyone look out for each other, and the system has been reformed, and they are all well trained and educated, we will not get to this stage. And like you said earlier, the politicians, we cannot blame them all alone, but at the same time, they have the power, and they have uh, the office to change things. So we are here to add to the change, and we are ready to make the change and be the change. We just need you, our powerful elderly ones, especially you that you have been in the security aspect for a very long time. Please, we need more of this to continue, and I implore everyone that is listening to us to please contribute, no matter how small, no matter how little. We need to safeguard each other. We need to look out for each other, and that's why we have the Global Cluster platform. It's a social media platform by Nigeria. So, like Dexter Sims has mentioned, we are there to always share accurate knowledge of our industry, accurate information. We go on mind surgery, and me personally, I am the OO2 certificate revolution of the global cluster, which is where we talk about personal growth, how you can, upgrade your skills and knowledge and use it as your financial prosperity. Because that is the slogan of the global cluster. It is prosperity for all. And today marks one of our great core values, because we have to be able to know that our life is secure back home. We shouldn't be worried about going back to our own country. You understand? If the North people are educating the younger ones, like Motivator said earlier on, that what is happening now will not be happening. So what we are doing now, if we continue it, I'm sure in the next 5 years, with this kind of energy, with this kind of insight, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes in Nigeria. So thank you very much for this great opportunity. Thank you for having me. That will be my solution for now. Thank you, sir.
Once again, thank you very, 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 very much. You know, the one of the things that motivates me to coming in here every Saturday is the fact that, you know, I have people surrounding me and supporting me who can give me these kind of insights and this kind of support and this kind of knowledge. Uh, so Dexter, as you can see, you know, we're here. You know, we do our best to try and keep it real. And with what you're doing, because as we all know, in this technology age, IA or AI age, you know, and what have you, you know, the everything, the mnemonic is shifting. Once upon a time, like when we were all younger, if I told my parents that I wanted to do security, they'd look at me sideways, you know, and my mother would have her shoe ready to knock the sense back into my head, you know. And you know, likewise, if I turned around and said to my mother that I wanted to be a gamer or an influencer, she'd look at me sideways with the wooden stick, ready to beat some more sense into my head, because as far as they were concerned, those are not careers. But then if you look at the way the world is shaping now, you'll find that a lot of these things are more careers than people seem to think. Mummy Jer, please, I'd like you to add a little meat on those bones for us, most especially with regards to the black tech, because I think you probably know a little bit more of it than more about it than I do. Before we bring Dexter back in to give us a little bit more of an insight.
So with Black Tech Day for me, the very first, so initially we had done Dexter had done a pop-up workshop, and he basically got parents in, and he brought different tech for us to use. So there was PlayStations, there was Xboxes, there were computers there, and he also had the AI gadgets. And he basically started the session with getting the parents to test the different gaming things. And the AI one was the most popular with parents, and we had the moms doing boxing via AI. And they got very aggressive. And it was like, this is a way for you to, you can exercise with these gadgets. You can get your frustrations out, because the moms, like, we had to move the kids away from the moms, because like when they were doing the boxing games with the VR headsets on, they got very, very like we want to win, and you saw that competitive spirit come out of them, and a lot of their children had never seen that competitive spirit in them. They hadn't seen them have fun. So that was the first thing. It was the children seeing their parents in a new light. Like, our parents can also enjoy these games. They can get involved. They can be interactive with these things. And then the second part of the session was Dexter saying, you know, when your child is like, I am on a game, and you say to them, just go empty the bin. No, they're in a live game. It's a live stream. They can't stop and go and do something and come back. So if your child's on the game and you're saying, stop and do this, the reason they get frustrated with you is because it's live. It's like us right now. If you say to me, go put the bins out, that means there's dead air for however long it takes me to take the bins out and come back in. That's the same thing that children are experiencing during the game. That's why they get frustrated with you. And then he turned around and he said, you know, a lot of people are nervous about cryptocurrency. They're nervous about, you know, they hear cryptocurrency and they think, oh my gosh, it's a scam. The children are using cryptocurrency because all the currency in the game is cryptocurrency. And then he went on to explain how your children are playing these games. They want a gift voucher for their birthday because they want Roblox. That's the currency in Roblox. That's cryptocurrency. And then he went on to explain what cryptocurrency is to the parents. And then parents were like, oh, actually, so it's not a scam. This is what that is. And then he went on to show them about tournaments and depending on the game and depending on the platform, there's tournaments. The children are making hundreds of thousands of pounds on because they're sitting in their room playing the game, or they're sitting in the living room playing the game. And they're monetizing on these things. And just like I said to Motivate at the beginning of our session, on this app, you can also monetize. It's all about being on social media, engaging people being interested in what you're doing, and then monetize off of it. Our children play these games anyways. If we can find a way for them to monetize, because for me, my teenage son, what Dexter explained to him is, while you're playing the game, you can monetize. You can be streaming. You can be doing this. You can use it and you can connect with your music. He's gone the music route, and he's actually left gaming and gone the music route because he's realized the more he focuses on the music route, the more he can monetize because everybody loves music and he can do streams. So when he's 18, he has his own TikTok page already, but because he's under 18, he can't live stream yet. And he says to me, like, in a year, I'm able to live stream all my shows, all my content. He's doing content, not just posting us stories. But in a year, he's going to be able to go live, play his music, show his production values. He will monetize off of that because of things he's learned through Dexter. Dexter then said, I've done pop-ups, you guys are engaged. I want to get a wider community of people out there. We're going to do the first Black Tech Day. It was done at a university. He got people in, there were different workshops, and people came in and were like, why, like, even like the mayor came in, and I was like, why didn't we ever think of doing this before? Like, because you don't have a brain like Dexter, because Dexter looks at people and he says, okay, I've done this children's clubs, and I'm teaching them financial literacy in the children's clubs. At the end of every children's club, there's a goal. So the children at the beginning of the club decide whether it's going to be cupcakes, t-shirts, photo sessions. They have a goal. At the end of the session, at the end of the summer holidays, they sell something. On the last day, they bring the community in, and whatever there was 1 year it was gardening, there was 1 year it was t-shirts. They design the t-shirts at the beginning, all throughout the club, for the 4 weeks they're doing the club, and then on the last day, they sell their products. And the products go into funding the next club, and the children see, last club funded this much of on the last day, and that's helped us to do X, Y, and Z at this club. So we're going to fund for the next one. And what I love about the children's club that Dexter does is the children that were in the club who are now too old to be members of the club have come back and become volunteers because they saw how it impacted on them and how it grew them and how it helped them. So they now come and give their time and volunteer and give back. That's what we want. We want community. We want people to be able to say, okay, I went to the club between 8 and 12. Now I'm 16. I'm volunteering at the club because I saw how it helped me. And I want to help the next generation just because of what I learned from Dexter and Pamela and Danielle and everybody else that's part of the club. And they do workshops, they do Kid Fit, they do mental health awareness, they learn about tech, they learn about financial stability and things they can do, teaching teenagers that now you've gone out of your shoes, you've gone out of your clothes, they're still good quality, go on this app, sell your stuff, you get money back and you can use it to buy new stuff. And you're not saying to your mom, oh, I need another pair of shoes. Because you've now said to her, Mom, I've sold the old pair of shoes, I need 10% more to buy a new pair, but I've got this amount. Your parent is more willing to give you that 10% or 20% on top of whatever you've sold and you've earned based on what you've used for the old thing, as opposed to saying, I need to now find £100 to buy a new pair of shoes. You sold your old pair of shoes for £70. You need £30 more. I will happily give you the £30 because you sold the old pair. They were too small for you, but you've sold them. You've come to me and said, hey, I've done this. I've been financially prudent. I've made the decision. This is the end result. I need this bit of help. £30 as opposed to £100 for a pair of shoes for a teenager. I will happily do that because they've used what they've learned at the holiday club. They've used what they've learned through Black Tech Day and using technology to further themselves and to improve their life and therefore improve the finances of the family, because then we're not spending £100 as a family to buy you a new pair of shoes. We're spending £30 or we're spending £10. Sometimes we're not even spending anything at all. And it's for me, it's the learning and the teaching the parents that just because the technology is new and your kids are so immersed in it that they can do it in their sleep doesn't mean you can't learn or that you can't engage with your child. That for me was a big lesson coming out of Black Tech Day for Dexter, and that's why even last year my son volunteered for it. This year we're volunteering, we're coming in, and even this year there's a whole group of children who've come up with an idea. They've gone up to Dexter and said, hey, we have this idea. And he's come back to them and said, yes, I can help you find funding to go with your idea. And it's just the growth, not just of Black Tech Day, but the growth of the children that have attended and what they're doing now and what they're implementing in their lives. I'm seeing the growth, he's seeing the growth, and that's why he keeps going. And that's why I will always advertise it, because I see the positive impact in my life and in my child's life. Thank you.
That, as the ambassador would say, was amazing. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people listening to
You're
that.
on mute, I think, Mike.
Well, I
Am I?
can't hear you. You're quite muted.
As I was saying, that, as the ambassador would say, is amazing. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people here listening to everything that's been said in the last 10-15 minutes who are probably still not au fait with what was being said. Well, the good thing is Dexter Sims, myself, and Mummy Jir all now have a very good connection. And if there's any questions that anybody would like to ask, please feel free to do so. As he said, Birmingham is the venue for the next one. And then he's on to Gambia. Now, I'm hoping, God willing, that I can be part of one of, if not both of these events, because I'm very, very intrigued by things like this, and it makes me feel very honored to be in the presence of certain people, especially people who
Michael, can I just jump in real quick?
Sure.
People are in London. Actually have a coach. So if you buy a coach ticket to get to Black Tech Day, you get free entry into Black Tech Day.
Okay.
So
Is it possible? Is it possible to post that a link of that on the page so that people could click on it if they're interested?
Yes, I will. I'll get the Eventbrite info and post it on here.
Yeah, if you can get a link.
I do links, but on here. But if you inbox me,
Mhm.
I will give you all the details. You can get a coach up where the coach leaves in the morning, gets you to Black Tech Day. You get free entry into the event if you get a coach ticket.
Excellent.
And it brings you back into London the same day. And you can do a coach for one day, or you can do the coach for both days, just depending on what you're interested in.
Excellent.
But the sooner you do the coach, the sooner you tell me about the sooner let me know you want to go by coach, the better, just so we can get the space.
Sure.
We had 45 spaces. That's gone down quite a bit. Just please, as soon as possible, let me know if you're interested in coming up.
Well, what I would like you to do in that sense is all of the information, all the relevant information, the coach details of it, if you can not only put a link here, but also put a link on the Global Clusters page.
I will do that.
So that we can, get everybody, get troops rallied up. It would be nice if everyone could support this, especially global clusterians, to support this,
I will do
because
that.
this is how we do. This is
It's just because I've got it together.
definitely. Dexter, I am so grateful to you. I know.
No, I'm grateful to you, Michael. I'm really grateful to you. And I mean, I really just like to add that just hearing Mama G speak, it just fills my heart with happiness.
Excellent.
Because I don't understand. I know that people don't understand her journey and how far she's come. So to hear her oozing with confidence on a social media platform, it just makes me so happy, because one of the things that I think we miss in today's society is always speaking about teaching the next generation. But we often forget about the generation before us.
This is very true.
So I made sure that if I was going to teach the next generation, if I'm going to send my child to my mother's house, which is his grandmother, how are they going to bond? What are they going to speak about? So I have to make sure that my mother is up to speed on social media, on technology, on finance, stocks and shares, trades, etc., etc. So if we actually take it from a whole perspective of the main aim in life is to be happy. And we also know one of the main aims of having a job is to produce income. So therefore, we don't need to be forcing people to do jobs that they don't want to do, that they won't be happy in, just to work for money. Because nowadays, there are things that you can monetize from that you actually love, that you actually enjoy. Now, ultimately, the bond between a parent and a child, or the bond between community members, is what helps people to build together. So Black Tech Day's slogan is bond, then build.
Excellent.
You cannot build without bonding.
Very true.
Just like what we are doing here. This is what we call bonding. Now, the more we bond, the happens, the more we will feel confident to build with each other. And we know that there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our race are the race that are not showing the unity. We are not outnumbered. We are just out organized. And I do believe that the more organized we become and the more of a corporation that we become, because we cannot battle individually. We must battle with corporations against corporations. And these corporations must be built on financial independence rather than dependence.
Mhm.
So when we are now speaking about digital currency, digital assets that are giving us the power to trade back home without no middleman, they're giving us the power to send money back home better, faster, and cheaper. These are the new technology that we need to be learning and implementing into our countries back home to learn how to invest in the future, how to invest in our own countries, how to leverage our minerals across the world by using digital platforms and creating social clusters that will help each other to stand on each other's shoulders. I mean, I feel so proud just to be involved in this conversation now with Mama G as a moderator. I mean, words can't explain how happy I am. It's like, she's like a living, breathing proof that my teachings can bring you from, you know, being non-confident or being non-digital understanding or being not financial literate to, you know, leading groups and, you know, giving information to the world so confidently. Like, it just makes me happy because it's not me having to express what I do. That is somebody who's learned from myself and my teaching for many years with her child and now has a better life with her and her child and financial situation due to being in our community. So yeah, God bless you for bringing us together and giving us this opportunity to share
Amen.
with the world.
Amen. Thank you so much. At this point, I definitely am going to bring in the global president because I'm pretty sure I can see that big smile on his face there as he's listening to all of this, because this is the kind of thing that he loves to hear. You know, because in the global clusters, one of the main things that we do is we encourage youth, we encourage ideas, you know, and we promote stuff that we believe is beneficial not just for the kids but for everybody. So right at this junction, I want to call in the global president of the global clusters worldwide in the person of His Excellency Dr. Adekunle Badmus. Sir, the floor is yours.
Amazing. First of all, let me give Dexter scenes a follow. You understand? Because I really want to do that because when I see forward thinkers, I identify with them immediately because we want to make sure that we all come in a cluster and give the world a better place and ensure that we add our own value to any community we are associated with. I want to thank the convener of this show, which is the OOI Global Security Cluster of the Global Cluster, retired Sir Colonel Michael Gbenga Oshin. Thank you for all you do to contribute positively to humanity. I want to thank the Travel with Grace for standing in the gap all the time. Mommy Jia, you are amazing. You understand? You know, for bringing out all the key points of today's show. Last week you did so. This week you're doing that. You know, all of these things will not go unrewarded because destiny has the way of rewarding virtually everyone for what we do. By introduction, I'm Dr. Adekunle Badmus, United Nations Ambassador for Quality and Affordable Education in Africa. Quality travels as UN diplomat on government bilateral trade. And I'm the ambassador to National Youth Council of Nigeria in the Republic of Turkey, formerly called Turkey. And I'm the global president of the global clusters worldwide. And I'm today. We're talking about security, and I want to again appreciate retired Colonel Michael Gbenga Oshin for uh, championing this. It's not easy for you to see someone with wealth of experience coming out to say, okay, anytime he's in Nigeria, I was just talking to one of my friend and brother and partner that this man, when it comes to Nigeria, he will see, oh, yeah, he's not how to do security. These people are not doing security. And we start lecturing immediately. And it's so spontaneous. And I said, wow, this is great. So, we were talking, he just said, it's true, he's right, that people don't know how to do security and we want to change the narratives. We want them to get the right and quality knowledge. We want them to get the right and quality information about security. I want them to get the right and quality connections to those that are on the field and those that they need to work with. So, and that is the essence of the global security clusters. And I want to thank our motivator for today's lecture. Thank you very much for facilitating today. Having said that, this platform, so many people called me and said, why didn't you start this 20 years ago? Why? Why did you start 30 years ago? You have corrected a lot of things. Most of the things, just selling truth about life. The concept of all of us coming together, submitting our knowledge, information, and connection to help ourselves, it's amazing. It makes the world go round. So the global clusters is a platform that people are currently adopting. Yesterday, I was talking to the 001 in the evening, and I said, a group in Kaduna, grassroots group in Kaduna, they came to Abuja and we presented to them, and they said, their leader shouted, we are in. Yeah. We are in. Thought that we went to present to the Boa group too, their CSR department, and the person that listened to us said, amazing initiative, and said, okay, we're going to work together on all of this. So it's amazing to have like minds coming together, and I want everyone here, let us all come together, let us all attract other like minds to this show, and let us all come into the global clusters. Virtually everything you need is in the global clusters to scale up, because it's an hub to mine and produce leaders, quality and accurate technocrats, and quality and accurate entrepreneurs, and quality and accurate professionals. So, we're currently advocating that everyone study your children, identify their area of energy, identify where they generate energy from, and encourage them on that area. Let's encourage our kids. No, nothing is useless anymore. One of those days when like the 001 was talking, that when you decide to do something, your parent will take the cane to correct you and all of that, and that's just the truth. So I just want to say everyone, we have an event today, I'll correct you and all of that, and that's just true. And I will soon get to the event, but I want to thank everyone for coming by. Thank everyone for standing by the global security clusters, and I want to say, let us come together in all of our community, anywhere you are. Make sure you attract every African, because the latest social media platform, Nation Building, proudly Nigeria, proudly Africa, is for us, and I want us to dominate it first, and that is why I didn't even. It was deliberate not talking to some Americans about this, because they get it easily, because their mind is developed, and I know my people might not get it easily, but it's something that I know I want it to be championed by Nigerians and Africans. So for every Africans in the house, are we welcoming the white? Yes, we're making them the minority on this platform. So they are going to be the minority. We are going to be the majority. You understand? So every African's place, you need to go to the global clusters and sign in now. Really be the majority on the app. You understand? We need to be the majority on this app. Everybody is looking forward to be part of this app. Cooperatives have adopted it. You know, the Hotel and Suit has adopted us. You know, Remedy Health United States has adopted us. So there are a lot.
Oh dear. I think Nigeria got him. I think Nigeria just got him. Can you guys hear me? Mummy J, you there?
Yes, Michael, we can hear you. If everyone clicks on the link, blacktechday.com, you're able to go onto the website,
Mm-hmm.
and it also gives you information about, they'll get you to the Eventbrite page. It's not letting me post that on here, so I've just done the Black Tech Day info, and I've also put the coach info.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you DM me that probably on WhatsApp and as well, and then what I'll do is I'll try and get that onto my page here and onto the global clusters page.
Amazing. I'll do that now as well.
All right. So on that note, I think His Excellency has been abducted by Nigeria. I would like to bring in Gigi Jory because I don't think I've heard from that person before either. Gigi Jory, you still there? Gigi Jory? No? Okay. Travel with Grace, are you there? Travel with Grace?
Yeah,
Hey, how you doing?
thank you.
Good.
Not good, but good. I've got cold.
Oh,
You know.
poor you. Poor you. You've probably been
Hello,
burning your candle both ends again.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm trying not to sneeze or cough.
Well, we won't catch it from there.
Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone that has spoken before me, Motivator, if he's still on the platform. Dexter, thank you for your for the presentation. I personally will definitely want to know more about your charity, your event. We appreciate the add-on here. Thank you. I didn't hear much about what Motivator was saying because I just logged in by that time. I was struggling with my tech as well, but I had the last few bits about NGO and about the warning. I believe that the best way that we can do that is campaign and campaign and campaign and campaign until it gets to the last person, especially in Africa and Nigeria in particular. And the reason is simply because of the fact that in Nigeria, they like anything that comes from Europe. They don't believe in their own organic, excuse me, they don't believe in their own organic, sorry, somebody's trying to come in. They don't believe in their own organic plants. So we need to spread the news. We need to tell everyone. We need to let them know the disadvantage of this NGO. This NGO plants or technology coming up. And about Dexter, thank you so much for opening our eyes to another world, or especially of bringing up our children and pointing them to the right direction. Every little helps, says Tesco. Even if you know before, we know more, we learn more, we strive to understand more. Nobody knows everything. I would like to support. Thank God that you are in UK. So I would like to help. I would like anyway anything that or anything you need, anywhere that you believe that we can be of help, please reach out, and gladly I would like to. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to sneeze and the sneeze was not coming. I would like to be part of it. That's all I would like to say for now. I need to go and drink some lemon.
Thank you very much, Travel with Grace. And yeah, we hope you feel better soon. I understand, but then in the UK we don't really get hot weather, but they give it to you for a couple of weeks and then you suffer for it for another 5 weeks after it's gone. But yeah, we hope you feel better soon, and thank you for that submission. We've got the global president back, and I do believe he wanted to finish his submission. So yeah, global president.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Travel. Thank you, security cluster of the global cluster. The Black Tech Day. We want them to come into the global cluster as a cluster, and we want to push them out to everywhere. We want to identify with the Black Tech Day. We want all clusterians in the United Kingdom to identify with them, why they're doing what they're doing. Let's get the multimedia department of the global clusters to air what they're doing. You understand? We need to identify with things like this. We need to amplify every good thing. I observe that good things don't get amplified the way they are supposed to be amplified, and it gets me worried. And that's why one of the reasons why we've come up with the global clusters, to make sure that every good thing in our society, is amplified, and we push them out there. So that is the idea of the global cluster. So I want to appreciate everyone by today.
Kiki and I are on it. We're trying to get in there. We're on it, sir.
Amazing. Thank you, Manager. Thank you for all you do to contribute positively to humanity. So we want everyone to, anytime you see a good thing, please just take it as if it's your own. Just go on with it. Whether it's going to give you money or it's not going to give you money, it's not about money now. It's about, let's build our father's land. Let's encourage each other. Let's make sure that we give each other the right sense of belonging. You understand? When someone is doing a good thing, let's support them. Not that when they do a bad thing, then we chastise them. Just like the way we throw a lot of energy in chastising people that do bad things, in talking about them, in talking about how bad the situation is. Let's put that energy in talking about how good the global security cluster is, how good the Black Tech Day is. Let's just put our energy there, same energy, and let's see what happens. You understand? One thing is that when you talk about something or a situation or an happenings, it gets its own power. It's like a meal for it. You understand? When you think about it, when you talk about it, when you take steps about anything, it gets its own power. So let's encourage everyone to get behind everything good. Thank you very much for having me on this great show. And I want to appreciate everyone I've spoken. Pastor Ginny, all your efforts to humanity is second to none. And we appreciate you, and we thank you for all you do. So in absentia, I want to appreciate my PA. She's on her birthday, maybe she's listening somewhere. You understand? So I want to appreciate for all the efforts she's been working behind the scene to make sure that we get to where we ought to be. She will be representing us at the 125th Black Business in Atlanta, Georgia. The 001 Mind Surgery, the person of Dr. Michelle Uko, they're talking right now so that she can represent us in Atlanta, Georgia. So for everyone that will be listening to this afterwards, we want you to come. Let's build our father's land. Government cannot do it alone. We all need to come into a cluster, submit our knowledge, submit our information, submit our connection, and let's use it to help ourselves in that clusters, and let's replicate our kind. Everybody, you must duplicate your kind. The other guy, Dexter Sins, I put it to you, you are not permitted to leave the hut until you replicate your kind in at least the 54 African nations. You understand? And all the communities. You must replicate your kind. You must produce your kind. You must submit all that you have learned to correct the upcoming ones, the younger ones that are coming up. So let's do the people-to-people revolution of the global clusters. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. See, Dexter, I think you're probably getting the gist now. This is the reason why we are all part of the clusters. This is the reason why I do what I do on a Saturday morning. I'll give you a little back history, and I love telling this story every week about how I became a member of the cluster. I went abroad. I went to Nigeria to do something, and I bumped into this gentleman here, and a little conversation changed the whole journey of my life to the point where I am in the position that I am in now with the clusters. Basically taking everything that I've ever done in my life and having to pour it in to my remit of the clusters, which is security, because believe it or not, I'm retired from the British Army, and I'm an ex-policeman in the Met, now currently working within close protection, and I'm a anti-terrorism specialist. So I'm taking what I know now and I'm trying to go back home. Home is where my parents are from. I was born in England, yes, but my parents are from Nigeria, and I believe I'm a Nigerian 100%. And having been in Nigeria a couple of times and seen the state of things, i.e. security, my goal now, my dream now, is to go to the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a solution and not a problem. God's so good. I've bumped into people like Dr. Badmus here, who is encouraging what I'm doing. And as I speak to you now, I'm actually looking for a company that's going to take me on to head a security department or direct a security company, in Nigeria, or better still, register my own and start taking on contracts in Nigeria and teaching the real and the true art of security. And as a lot of people on the platform at the moment know, especially those of you who live in the UK or in the US, you know that when it comes to security, we do it a certain way. We don't look at faces and we don't give preference. And there's a lot of things that I've noticed that, especially in Nigeria, security personnel do not know. And these are the things that I concentrate on, where, and as I like to tell a lot of people that I have trained in the past, we're not police officers, we're not God, we're not kings, we're just personnel who are out there to keep people and places safe. And this is my remit. And I'm hoping that with Black Tech Day, most especially when you take it to Nigeria, we may be able to come up with a joint venture. This is something that we'll talk over with His Excellency for next year. A joint venture where we have Black Tech Day and a Security Day in Nigeria. Whereby we will invite people to come down for an open day, where we'll give talks and speeches on tech, on AI, and on security. And cyber security and personal security, etc. and so forth, because I do believe personally that there's a lot we can build on here. The global clusters, as you probably heard us say earlier on, is the very first ever social media platform that was brought about by an African, right? And it is, as it gathers momentum and people look into it more, you will come to see and realize how much better it is than things like Facebook, because there's a million and one things you can do on the Global Clusters platform. You can make phone calls on it. You can send text messages. You can send emails. You can do business on it. You can network on it. There's a million and one things you can do on there, and that is why it is ideal for what we're doing at the moment. And I give thanks to God for the life of Dr. Kunle Badmus, because for him to be this type of visionary who can come up with this kind of concept, and the most amazing part of it is the fact that he started it off probably as a little idea while he was bouncing around in Lagos, teaching people 1 + 1 and 1 is equal to 11, and he came up with this concept, and it's literally just blown up, because now we have links in Turkey, we have links in America, he has links here in the UK, he has links all over Africa, he has links in certain other parts of Europe, and it's growing, right? It is growing. And if you log on to a lot of the mind surgeries that happen during the week, you will hear people speak, on different areas. And you know what, Dexter, the good thing about the clusters as well is, if you decide that you then want to become a landowner in places like Nigeria, there is an avenue for this at a seriously, listen, at a throwaway price. You could own acres of land in Nigeria and farm on it and make good money. There's so many different areas in Nigeria that that, especially through the clusters, that you can benefit from. Up to and including owning your own house and your own property. And there's people there that you can talk to. Mentors there who can show you different ways to which you can harvest your crops and your money. Right, and that's why we're grateful to people like Mummy Jer. People like Sky Diva. Unfortunately, she's not here today because she's probably in between countries, because I spoke to her yesterday. She's flying back to the States today. And of course, as you heard the ambassador say, she's got an event that she's going to represent us on in Atlanta, Georgia. So as you can see, this platform opens a lot of doors to a lot of people, and a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. You know what? And I'm going to say this open. I'm actually really blessed, because my little sister got a job with the ambassador about a week and a half ago, and she's absolutely gushing, because and what makes me laugh the most is the fact that everywhere she goes, somebody who is part of the clusters that knows me says, "Oh, that's Colonel Oshin's sister," and they say, "Oh, didn't know he had a sister," So it opens doors, and I've already told her, if you mess this up, it's on you. Because you won't get a better opportunity than this. If you've got people and they need help, right? This is a good networking platform. Whatever the profession, whatever the field, right? Let us know. I'm pretty sure we've got somebody somewhere, especially if they're in Nigeria, right, who we can connect them to, and the rest is up to them. We can only take the horse to the water. We can't make that horse drink, right? But we will do what we can do. I did on one on earlier on. She's a police officer in Nigeria, but she's also a chanter. She does entertainments. And she's benefiting from coming on here because through the clusters, the global president connected her up with a lot of people. She's out there doing shows and making a lot of money. We've had another young lady come on here a good few weeks ago who says she wanted to go into the arts, and because she wants to be an actor. We've connected her up to people. So whatever it is that you do, we've got somebody in the clusters, that we can connect you to, that could help you realize your dream. I mean, I'm living mine. I walk into Nigeria tomorrow, and I am going to be rubbing shoulders with the creme de la creme of society, thanks to the clusters. I go to places now that I would never have dreamt that I could walk into Nigeria and go to, but it's an absolute pleasure. And I'm hoping and praying that all of us that belong to the clusters, at some point in our lives can turn around and say the same thing. So, we've been on for a couple of hours, and I do believe that we've actually been nourished today. I mean, the motivator gave us a really good presentation this morning. It's absolutely fantastic. We've heard from the global president. Mummy Jer has helped out. Travel with Grace isn't 100% today, so she couldn't give us her 100% self, but we wish her a speedy recovery. And Dexter, you know what can I say, bro? I want to see you here every Saturday. you know, I'm gonna try and give you a little platform, you know, every Saturday when you come on, you know, to speak, you know, and further educate people on Black Tech Day, because it's something that we all need. You know, yes, we know how to use a computer. Yes, some of us have got games consoles in our house. But the thing is this, do we know the beauty of having these things in our house? And that's where people like you, Dexter, that's where you come in, you know, and you can educate us, you know, and I'm hoping that at some point, who knows, you might even have your own live session, you know, whereby you can give tutorials to people, you know, and speak to them about tech, you know. But you know, the beauty thing is you call it Black Tech, and the thing is, you know, as I've said with a lot of things, you know, we as a people need to start carving out our own communities whereby we have our own people being educated and lifted up. Because if you look at those of us who live in England now, you know that you can go to certain parts of this country, you'll find a whole Asian community there. Now, as it has been noticed in England especially, you know, and other parts of the UK, the Polish people are now creating their own communities. You know, the Russians already have theirs, the Jews definitely have theirs, but black people don't have theirs. You know, and as you rightly said, we don't do unity, and we need to start learning how to do unity. And this is where, and this is why I'm in love with the global clusters right about now, because Dr. Badmus is trying to encourage that unity thing so that we can start building and becoming kings and queens of tomorrow. So before I sign out, as always, you know, everybody knows that there's one thing I love to hear when we're signing out, and I'm going to hand over to the global president to sign us out.
Who are we? We are a consortium of professionals or upcoming professionals, technocrats or upcoming technocrats, entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs, where we share accurate knowledge of our industry. Why? Because it gives us the right power. Accurate information, because that is the bridge between where you are and where you ought to be. Accurate connection, because to whom you are connected to determines what you collect. We're not just a social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you know, where you share all of the videos, vulgar words, and all. That is not what we are. We are a mining hub to produce accurate and quality leaders, accurate and quality technocrats, accurate and quality professionals, and accurate and quality entrepreneurs. And we are the first nation building social media platform on earth. Proudly Nigeria, proudly Africa. Like the mantra of the 001 Global Security Council is, make Africa great again and make Nigeria great again. And that is what we stand for. So if you want to join us, you can go to Play Store and download the global clusters and register. Normally, like Mommy Gia said, a clusterian is like $30K or $21 equivalent, or $50K for a vendor that I want to sell in the community. But we have a partnership with London Tea Career Institute, an institute that offers data analysis, cybersecurity, digital marketing, and all of that. So we have this thing with them. So you can do 61K, you understand, for a clusterian and take a course with them, or you can do 81K as a vendor and take a course with them, and clusterian will be helping you to sell the first instant monetization social media platform. The day you register into the global cluster, you can start making money immediately. So thank you. We want you to join us, and let's grow our father's land together.
As always, I am so chuffed, so grateful, so blessed to have all of you surrounding and supporting. Don't forget, guys, during the week, we have mind surgeries at 9 o'clock in the morning. We also have mind surgeries in the evenings at 5 o'clock. That is 5 o'clock West African time. At the moment, it's the same as UK time. But normally or otherwise, outside of the summertime period, it's an hour. I think it's an hour before. But nonetheless, you know, try and tune in and listen to all these other wonderful speakers who come in and nourish us with knowledge and experience about other things and you know, things that are going on in life. So once again, guys, thank you once again. I'm so grateful. I'm blessed. and I'm so humbled and honored by the fact that you turn up for me on a Saturday, and God will bless you all. And yep, if I happen to like, I'm following everybody that's here at the minute. If I happen to be online and see that you guys are doing your thing, I will jump on board, subscribe to your page, and do the needful. So if you haven't already done so, please, if you could just click on my heart me up there, and if you can subscribe to my page, I'd be very, very grateful. And I will no doubt see you all very, very soon. In the meantime, I'd like to bid you a fantastic weekend. Enjoy yourselves and stay safe. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.